Good morning guys, welcome to this week's vlog. So this week I wanted to share with you guys 5 high protein meals that are low calorie, easy to make and taste pretty good. So starting off this video, this isn't really a meal per se, it's something I always start my day with, and it's this latte. So I use light milk, and light milk is, check, for this cup it's 90 calories with 7 grams of protein, 3 grams of fat and 10 grams of carbs. So it's kind of like a protein shake, but because it has caffeine in it, it keeps me going for a while and I don't feel hungry until about like 2 hours later. Let's begin. So one of my favorite meals to eat is instant pho. This pho is pretty low calories. It's not the healthiest, obviously, but if you add in some extra veggies and some protein, it becomes a pretty high volume meal that's pretty low calories. So let me show you guys how I make this. Okay, so got the ingredients prepped right here. So I got some Beansprouts, stir-fried beef that I froze so I can use for this, and beef broth. So this thing has like 24 grams of protein per pack. So I put this in with my soup base and it tastes pretty legit. So let's start. I'll just add the noodles in, pour that in. So I'm just going to use the more the better, honestly, because I'm going for high volume. Because the bone broth is pretty salty, I won't use all the packet. Probably like half. Nice, now that's boiling, I'm just going to add the bean sprouts in. At the same time that I'll add in the beef. Alright, so this is no pho from the streets of Saigon, but for a low calorie, high volume and high protein option to eat while cutting, it definitely hits the spot. So this soup. Very beefy. Ideally I had like green onions to garnish it, but it is a lazy and quick meal, so it took me like what, 10 minutes to make this. Yo, so this is dinner. I'm mic'd up and I have the beautiful Jolie recording me. Alright, so for dinner we're making chili garlic beef noodles. It's pretty easy to make, honestly, and I saw the recipe on YouTube. Oh, cool trick. A lot of the meals I make are based off recipes that already exist, but the trick is you replace the ingredients with lower calorie ingredients. For example, using less oil, or using light mayo, or using stevia over sugar. So I'm going to show you guys how I make this chili garlic noodles. Alright, so we have these Taiwanese styled sliced noodles. And these are sick. These are like 48 grams of carbs, 7.4 grams of protein, 1 gram of fat. That's busting. This is pretty cool because this is like dried, so you can store it for a while. Doesn't need to be fresh, so time to use this and get the rest of the condiments. We're gonna need some Shaoxing Wine, some oyster sauce, some dark soy sauce. I've got some Gochugaru and some dark soy sauce. I think I need it. Alright, so the original recipe calls for, it's called milliliters. It's teaspoons. But I like using weight because weight is more accurate, I guess. I forgot the ratio already. I'm just gonna wing this. Drizzle some olive oil, the garlic. So I'm gonna buttload of that. And so while that's cooking, I'm gonna add the noodles in. So I'm just gonna put one serve for myself and make Jolly's one afterwards. And then I'm gonna chuck in a handful of bokchoy for myself. Damn, you guys smell that? The garlic. Alright, so the garlic's sizzling up. Time to add in the beef. So the pan's kind of too big, but that's alright. Just gonna crush this up. Add a bit of that chili paste we made earlier. Add all of it. So let's let that sit. The noodles take a while to cook. The bokchoy is pretty quick. I don't know why I put that in. Maybe put the bokchoy in like the last second. But oh well, mistakes were made. You guys seen like chili garlic noodles online? They literally like use dry chili and they pour hot oil over it. Shit, too high calories, man. We gotta watch out for our fats. That's basically it. That's the chili beef noodles. Drain that. So it's like a bit. So pour that beef in. And that's around half. And that's my chili garlic beef noodles. Check that out, guys. We barely use any oil. Alright, let's give it a taste test. Itadakimasu. Alright, so probably one of the best things I have in my day is a protein ice cream, and it's all thanks to Ninja Creamy. I'll put down my recipes below, but I like to make them in batches. I've got some tubs here. For this protein ice cream, I like to use only 3 ingredients. So I use 4, I guess, if you count water. But I use protein, milk, and an instant pudding mix, which has like xanthan gum and all that stuff, and water. So pretty simple to make. And it tastes freaking amazing. Like I literally don't need to get ice cream anymore. I just eat this. The only thing about it is that like it takes time to prep. Anyway, so we start with 200 grams of milk. Now you add the protein. If you're in Australia, I like to use the Muscle Nation protein. I find that tastes the best. So 35 grams of protein. Also, this is super high volume. Like once you eat it, like you're pretty full. So this is the pudding I like to use. I put it into a little container so it's easy to pour out. But I just use 10 grams of this. So what's amazing about this is that you can just make it, like you pre-prep it and you bust it out when you want to eat it. So like it's super low effort. The only effort it takes is just making it and freezing it like right now. And then I add like hot water. Kind of eyeball it, not too much. Just gonna let those babies rest. I'll see you in 24 hours. Alright, it's the next day, and this is what the ice cream looks like. I'm gonna let it sit for half an hour while I try and get my steps in, and yep, so once it defrosts, we can make it. This is literally what I do every night to get my steps in, and then just watch some TV as well. Locks in. Turn that on. Black ice cream. That's the Ninja Creamy going off, and it's held out. So, all right, check out. Texture is insane. This is my favorite meal to end the day off. Look how much it is. The whole tub is filled of just ice cream. What is it? This next meal is a pretty simple one as well. I use these McCain Healthy Choice chips, 120 calories per serve. So, alright, so I'm gonna make beef mince. on this massive ass pan. I season it a bit with cayenne pepper. Then we add this lean shredded cheese. This thing is just pure protein. We're gonna go 1 serving of Nando's Pyrenees. This meal is fucking delicious. It's so good. So easy to make. So good. Alright, this next meal is chicken and rice, but it's inspired by the Halal guys. So I'm gonna show you how I prep it. Pretty easy meal. Don't need to use a pan, just air fry. So let's begin. Alright, so we got the chicken thighs here resting, and we got the seasoning. So we're using garlic powder, cumin, cayenne pepper, and some light mayonnaise. So 10 grams of light mayonnaise, garlic powder, cumin, for a little bit of heat, some cayenne pepper. Now we just chuck this in the fridge and let it marinate for like an hour or 2. Alright, so chicken's been sitting for a while now. Chuck it on the air fryer and let it cook. We're gonna need 20 grams of light mayo. Let's do some salt, pepper. I'm gonna add some garlic and some paprika. It's a little bit of color. A little bit of water to dilute it. Okay, so for the rice, I mentioned in the last video that it's special rice. I'm gonna link how it's made somewhere here or down in the description. But it's basically white rice with some quinoa and lentils, so that I'm not just eating carbs, there's some fiber and some protein. Alright, rice is done. So grab the tomatoes. Chop that in first, because then we're next to the lettuce. Our chicken goes in. And then add the special white sauce, as they say. Just sprinkle that on that. The Sriracha, aka the Vietnamese red sauce. Alright, we're coming at you at a different angle, but this is the meal. Check out that bite, guys. So anyways, that's a wrap on this week's vlog. Hope you guys enjoyed some of the meals that I made. I based the meals off things that I enjoy eating, like when I'm not dieting. I guess that's the trick. You gotta find something that you like eating and make it lower calorie, I guess, or suited to whatever goals you have. But yeah, for me, these meals don't really feel like I'm on a diet. There are times I do feel hungry, so there's that. But it helps that the meals I eat are stuff I enjoy outside of just dieting. So hope you guys enjoy this week's vlog, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.